Welcome to Success Talks with Rodney Saulsberry. I hope you will support my sponsors who bring you this podcast absolutely free and with limited interruptions. I really appreciate you taking the time to listen. I'll get started in just a second.
The reviews are in. The book from voiceover superstar and coach Rodney Saulsberry is another runaway hit. Readers from all over the world are raving about tongue twisters and vocal warm-ups. You can find this and his other titles at the top of the voiceover bestsellers list on Amazon.com.
Learn how to stop procrastinating. Procrastination is one of the leading reasons for people to not be successful in business and in many cases in life in general. Many great careers and relationships have been cut off by the invasion of procrastination. I think we could fight the tendency to procrastinate if we knew why we procrastinated in the first place. That brings us to this major question. Why do we procrastinate? Number one, I believe that the number one reason that we procrastinate is it's human nature. Humans naturally resort to the easy instead of the hard. And the easy way out is to not engage. It's simply more pleasurable to do nothing than to do something and fail. It's easier to do nothing than to do something and fail. There is immediate satisfaction in doing nothing. If I do nothing, I'm satisfied because I didn't put forth any effort. I am in a resting mode. The problem is, when you do that, you gain nothing. Nothing ventured means nothing gained. If I procrastinate and do nothing, I can't gain anything. In the future, it will be painful that you are left in a stagnant state of not being successful in business or relationships because you are a procrastinator.
Are you looking for expert advice on advancing your voiceover career? Are you just getting started in the business? Join the Consultants Club and receive monthly coaching on how to read scripts, interpret copy, and get work in the fastest growing business in the world. When you join the Consultants Club, go to rodneysaulsberry.com and sign up.
Number two, I think the number two reason we procrastinate is fear. That big four-letter word, fear. The fear of not being successful causes us to procrastinate. You have to be willing to take chances. You can't fear failure. You have to get started. If you aren't willing to fail flat on your face, you will put off the possibility of falling flat on your face, and fear will make you procrastinate. Number three, you are not willing to sacrifice. You have to give something up to be successful. You want to lose weight? You have to give up a lot of pleasurable foods. There's that word pleasurable again. I talked about it earlier in number one. It's simply more pleasurable to eat the fatty foods and sweets than it is to eat the proper foods that don't taste as good. You have to exercise. You have to sacrifice being sedate and sitting on the couch and watching television. You have to sacrifice that to exercise. You want to be stronger? If you want to be stronger, you have to lift weights. You have to exercise the muscles and build resistance up against the muscles, which turns into you getting stronger. You want a job? You want employment? You have to go out and look for work. What are you sacrificing when you go out and look for work? You're sacrificing sitting down in that easy chair watching TV. You're sacrificing playing video games. You're sacrificing eating bad foods. So you have to be willing to sacrifice to have success and to not procrastinate. And we'll be back after this message. You can bank on your voice, second edition. Get your copy at Amazon.com. Get the audiobook on Audible.com. You can bank on your voice, second edition. Get your copy today. To be successful, you have to be willing to give your immediate attention to the goal at hand, to the task at hand. If you have constant procrastination, you will never be successful in what you are trying to do. It's just impossible. Here are a few things that we can do if we want to stop procrastinating. Number one, just start doing it. When you have something that you need to accomplish, just immediately start doing it. Number two, if what you are doing is a big task, break that big task into parts. Break it into parts. Don't try to do it all at one time. Break it into smaller parts and attack each part separately until everything is finished and the project is completely done. Number three, make a timeline and a to-do list. Okay? Make a timeline and a to-do list. What I mean by that is this. Set times in the day that you are going to work on the project or work on a project, and then make a list of the projects that you are going to work on. So I have the time that I'm available to work on projects, and I have a list of the projects that I am working on during this allotted time. Number four, why not have a companion? If the task is too hard for you to handle alone, why not get somebody else or 2 or 3 other people to help you with this task? Whatever it takes for you not to procrastinate, you should do. And if it means bringing on partners to assist you and help you to brainstorm and get the job done, then that's what you need to do.
Hello everyone, this is Sean Daly for dailyvo.com. I want to tell you about one resource I highly recommend for vocal warm-ups because it takes out all of the guesswork and it was purpose-built with voiceover in mind. It's called Rodney Saulsberry's Tongue Twisters and Vocal Warm-Ups with Other Vocal Care Tips. How's that for a title? So in case you don't know, Rodney Saulsberry is a top-tier talent and coach, motivational speaker, and author of several books on voice acting, including You Can Bank on Your Voice and Step Up to the Mic. The book is available in print and on Kindle, and you can find it at Amazon or Rodney's personal website, rodneysaulsberry.com.
We also need to do away with something that people call pit stops. Now, what do I mean by pit stops? Pit stops are places where you're rolling along and doing what you have to do, but you stop to take a break, okay? And we have procrastination pit stops, and it means that there are things that stop you from working. They're distractions. A distraction is a pit stop. You need to do away with all distractions, and you need to be conscious of your distractions. These distractions are taking you away from completing your goal, and these distractions are a form of procrastination. Emails are a form of procrastination. You don't need to keep checking your emails. Your telephone is a pit stop, a form of distraction, which causes procrastination. The television being on in the background while you are working is a form of a distraction. It's a pit stop. You don't need to have pit stops when you're trying to accomplish goals, because these pit stops become procrastination pit stops, places that you can stop and procrastinate.
And we'll be back after this message. Has anyone ever said to you that you have a nice voice and you should get into voiceovers? Well, this is your chance to find out how to do that online in Rodney Saulsberry's voiceover online seminar for beginners only. You can find out what it takes to be a voiceover artist. And here's the beauty of this online seminar. You don't have to be there. When you register, you will automatically get a copy of the seminar. Go to my website at rodneysaulsberry.com and
You need to avoid stress because stress causes procrastination. If I have a goal, but I'm so busy stressing about other things in my life, it stops me from completing my goal, and it becomes a form of procrastination. So we have to try to avoid stress at all costs, because stress is one of the primary reasons that we procrastinate. You can't have good output when you're working if you're procrastinating with stress. We work better when we're happy, so you need to make sure that you are stressless and more happy when you are trying to complete a task, and that will help you to not procrastinate. You need to make sure you finish your tasks, because not finishing a task makes it even worse, when you start something and then you don't complete it. And if you think you were procrastinating at the start of an event, at the start of a task, you won't believe how much you will procrastinate if you only finish half of it and then you have to come back again to finish it. You will never come back for that. Quitting before you finish something that you started, those things we tend to never go back to. So be sure that when you start a task, you finish it. Stop procrastinating and finish your tasks. Accomplish your goals. When you do that, when you apply these tips that I have given you to stop procrastinating, you will feel better, and people will feel much better about you when you overcome the tendency to procrastinate. And when you do that, you will accomplish so much more.
You can listen to any of Rodney's podcasts at any time. Go to rodneysaulsberry.com.
I hope you enjoyed this podcast, and I urge you to listen to future podcasts where I will continue to try and make you better than before. My goal is to point you in a positive direction to success, right here on Success Talks with me, Rodney Saulsberry.